Father, we come to you one more time this side of eternity. Thanking you for a good day. Thanking you for watching over us. Father, we pray especially for our Mayor, Lee Dye's wife, God, that you would touch her. We pray for this meeting, God, that you would bless it. Lord, we pray for every politician in any part of government would be a Christian. And we pray that every Christian could be in politics. We feel like it'd be a better world, a better community, and a better life. God, we ask you again to watch over everyone in this congregation. See that we all make heaven. Father, we'll praise you. In Jesus' sweet holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of previous minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second again.
James second. Aye. Before we go any further, the fair had give us, come to me, Jim, they asked me to just, they wanted a family of the day, somebody for your hard work, dedication, efforts to making Cedar Bluff, Virginia a better place, and they just told me they didn't want to vote. They said, just who do you pick? So I instantly, 2 seconds, I said Linda Singleton. That's who I picked. So, because I always, I was aggravated the other day. We was at 2 different ribbon cuttings, and she hit me. I mean, she was putting me and Jim over here, and me on this end. Tuck your shirt in, stand up straight, turn this way. But I mean, everything goes smooth. All the signs, the ribbons cut, and she does it for even Richlands and Claypool Hill people, and the flowers and the community. I just think y'all do a whole lot. Of course, it's for the Singleton family: Jim, Linda, Mark, and Lisa. Also,
It's the Tassau County Fair.
Oh.
Each town in the county is going to have a day at the fair, and
Well,
each
how
town
sweet.
was asked to recognize one family, and Lee will read them.
Oh,
yeah, the certificate of achievement. This acknowledges that the Singleton family, Jim, Linda, Mark, and Lisa, have been selected family of the day for your hard work, dedication, and effort to make the Cedar Bluff, Virginia a better place, and it's presented by the town of Cedar Bluff, Tassau County Fair. We want to get that for you. It's a certificate, and you make 2.
Just sign it,
Okay.
and
We'll give you a
we'll
copy
present
too.
that to
thank
them.
you very much.
You still have to pay it.
And our day at the fair is Thursday, next Thursday.
Next
the
Thursday, okay.
19th. And they said they'd love to have a picture of each recognized family in the county. If you all were here and could maybe just go up for a little while, and Cedar Bluff will have a booth at the fair that day
Okay,
from 3 p.m. until dark.
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
I like we did a hand applaud, give her approval.
Very much.
Can you get a picture of him presenting that to them? Let's go and Linda come up and picture.
My goodness.
Stand up straight.
Yeah, y'all just, y'all just got a little bit,
Thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Love of community, people. Love of community.
And you, that's well deserved. We really appreciate everything you all do.
I would. I love it. Okay, next we'll move
Oh, I didn't know
on
anything
to
about.
public comment. Any public comment?
Jim Altizer, 2050 Kentucky Turnpike. I just want to remind you that some of you are disrupting these council meetings by making repeated motions on non-agenda items. At least that's how it was described when I would do it. However, when any of you do it, the motions are seconded, voted on, and passed as business as usual. This makes it clear to me that my motions did not receive any support simply because they were my motions, as the letter signed by Mr. Stevenson and others prior to my election stated would happen. Another reason given for my expulsion was that I made accusations that there are problems with the town's financial statements. Not that the accusations were baseless or untrue, but simply because I stated the words that there was a problem that needed to be corrected. I stated that the revenue versus expense information in the council packet was inaccurate due to the debt payments being omitted. I predicted that 2017 would be another money-losing year, not a positive year, as the revenue versus expense information in the council packet showed. I stated nothing about the balance sheets. A few months ago, the auditor confirmed my prediction. She also confirmed my statement that 2017 was another year of a long period of money-losing years for the town. I know that 2 of the new councilmen have a history of being businessmen. Surely you understand the importance of receiving accurate revenue versus expense information each month as the fiscal year progresses. Apparently, that inaccurate revenue versus expense information is causing some confusion. During sworn oath deposition, Mr. Herron was asked, "Did the auditor tell you that you need to stop spending more money than you're taking in?" His answer was, "We weren't actually spending more money than we were taking in." But that's simply not true. You were spending more money than you were taking in. The audits clearly show that this statement was made during a horrific decline in the cash reserves of this town. This decline started well before the fire department and continued in spite of massive overpayments of sales tax revenues. And except for the settlement year with Richlands, it continued unabated. Fiscal 2018 will be a better year for the town, but a significant part of that is again one-time revenues, such as a donation from John Absher and the sale of the blue truck. Any financial recovery is extremely fragile. I encourage each of you to look at the financial statements of this town to maximize revenue sources and trim expenses. You cannot review and digest what the financial statements and audits of this town are telling you by riding through town. Yet again in his deposition, that is exactly how Mr. Herron says you can judge how well this town is being operated. If you ride through this town, you can certainly see that its beauty. But I encourage you to zero in more on the financials, as you are the watchdogs of the citizens' purse. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just what my statements were based on, I have a bar graph showing the fiscal year-end cash reserves of the town going back from 25 through 2017. I just made copies if anyone's interested.
Thank you. Any more public comment?
Well, first, I guess I'll apologize. I did not know that this was coming up tonight, or I would have probably done it different. The award. I had no idea, and Linda didn't either. I wanted to thank the Cedar Bluff Police Department and the fire department. They have really done a super job. I know the fire department, I see them out right often. The police department, I see them out multiple times a day and night. I've come in several times at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to picking up deceased and bringing to the funeral home. And several times the police was either patrolling or sitting somewhere. I'd see them when they come in. And that's really made a difference in this community, I think. And we appreciate it. Our business does, because that's we feel safe and secure when we see things like a patrol, police car on patrol. And just wanted to thank the town and thank them. We appreciate it.
And thanks again, Jim and Linda, for what you've done to deserve this certificate of achievement. So that'll be the very first family recognized by the town since the county started that.
That's awesome. Any more public comments? If not, we'll move on to the resolution, retiree health insurance.
Okay, we got a letter from our auditor, an email, a few weeks ago, telling us that the new GASB 75 government accounting rules that go into effect this year would apply to the town because we have made our health insurance available to retirees. We don't pay any of the cost, but we do make it available. But the new reporting that has to be done, the software that will be required, costs $3,150, whether we buy it or whether Hickok, Byrne and Brown buys it. And in addition, they estimate it will cost $1,000 their time to prepare it. So it's over $4,000 just for a government report because we make our health care insurance available to retirees. And I responded to that asking our accountant, could the town just reverse the policy of allowing retirees to stay on the town's health care since the cost was so great? His response was, you sure can. Have the council vote on it, effective 7/1/17, and that will relieve us of a over $4,000 reporting fee. It's, no one is on it, no one has been on it for the past year.
It's expensive, isn't it?
Very expensive, and that's just this year. So, I think the wise thing for us to do, to save the town over $4,000 is just to adopt this resolution. Let me read it, it's self-explanatory. Whereas the town of Cedar Bluff is a participant in the Local Choice Health Benefits Program, and whereas the town of Cedar Bluff offers health insurance to its eligible employees and their dependents, and whereas the town of Cedar Bluff has in place a policy for the provision of coverage to retirees and their dependents, and whereas the cost of new federal reporting requirements for retiree health insurance provision makes the election to provide this coverage prohibitive, and whereas the town of Cedar Bluff does not currently have any retirees covered by the town's health insurance, and there has not been any retirees covered by the town's health insurance program during the past year, now therefore be resolved that the town of Cedar Bluff does hereby terminate the election to make available and provide health insurance coverage to all retirees, including those retired due to age or disability, effective July 1st, 2017.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adopt?
I make a motion to adopt that.
Second. Any discussion? All good? Go ahead.
Aye.
All right, next, Linda Singleton, if you want to come up.
Thank you so much for that. An honor. Did not know that was going to happen tonight. Appreciate that. Love of communities, what I tell everyone. The Business and Professional Association, we did, as Mayor said, we had 3 ribbon cuttings here just the last few weeks. And one was up at the mall at the Color Palette, and the other 2 were down here at Sheer Blessings, new beauty shop there, and also a pet store that's there that she trims up your little puppies and takes care of your cats and all. And so we did that, and I want to thank the mayor for being there and helping us with that ribbon cutting. And it was a lot of fun to welcome new business. I mean, my goodness, you know, right now we can take every business we can get, whether it's Cedar Bluff or Richlands. The festival has already registered more vendors this year at this time than what we had last year, so we are looking forward to having another huge festival. We've got a lot of entertainment that we're working on, and I've mentioned this before, 4 stages. And so on Friday night, we're going to have the Beach Night Band this year, and a lot of people really love them, and they'll come out, and we'll have food. We'll have a food vendor there. We like to have it under the high top tent. And if the fire department still, if you all have anything that you all want to do that night, you're more than welcome to do that, because we'll have the crowd there, I'm sure. And so we're excited about all that. Also, working with Profiles of Honor, which is the World War I, World War II exhibit, and working with those people that are going to be coming in to set that up and getting rooms and trying to get everything set up and get everything in order at the high school where they will be set up. So we're working with them also. Also, at the next council meeting, I will be distributing out to each one of you all jobs for you all to do during the festival, such as greeting the people as they get off the buses, giving them programs that will tell them where each event will be. Or you can ride a bus, give them the history of our historic town of Cedar Bluff. So I will, at the next meeting, I'll be handing those out to you all. I should have done this in the beginning when you were talking about public comments. I should have gotten up, but you all surprised me so that I didn't do it. But I would like to ask the council if it would be possible to put some solar lights on all of our town signs. I don't know the price or anything. It's just a thought that I had that it would light up our beautiful town signs. And we've spent a lot of money for those signs, and it'd be nice to have them, have lights on them at night. So if this would be something that you all would consider, I'd like for you to think about it maybe. And one more thing while I'm up here. I wanted to ask about, on the turnpike back here, the little drop-offs going down to the river. If the VDOT has addressed that, said anything about that, you know, at all.
One thing I know
I'm
is
concerned about
the
that.
day we met on, they did get an approval. They're going on the last approval. They're supposed to be fixing it.
Okay.
Yeah, they thought they was gonna wait on a bunch of contracts, but they didn't have to, so.
Oh, okay.
I know the main guy's out of town this week, so hopefully,
Okay.
he mentioned next week or so.
I apologize for not bringing that up during public comment. But anyway, the Business Professional Association thanks you all very much. Mayor, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, town manager's report.
I do want to start by complimenting this town council on your financial management and the success of this town, even through very difficult times. This town, in the past several decades, I would hold it up to any town in Commonwealth Virginia for what we've accomplished. Built parks, paved roads, started new departments, fleets of equipment. We've operated every single year with a balanced budget. We're currently operating under balanced budget. Our bills are paid. And we have accomplished what we have done by good decisions and good management without raising the property taxes of our citizens, putting burden on their town. So thank you and compliments to a very financially well-run and managed town. You're definitely to be commended for that. You've always been well aware of our town's finances. You don't need outsiders trying to tell you what is going on with town's finances. You all are in my offices and discussing things with me constantly and staying up to date on every detail of our finances, and I appreciate that. Also, I want to let you know that Virginia Commission of the Arts has approved our annual grant for the arts program, and that will be presented in a check to our local CART, Citizens for the Arts. And that's all I have.
Next is the payment of bills. Any questions?
We've got a couple, let's see, check 25691, that check is $2,500 of that amount was a contribution from the county to the Business Professional Association for the festival, and $2,000 of that was our budgeted contribution for the same purpose. Check 25694, Homemaker Construction, that was money we spent for our work on our VDH grant project up on Farm Road. We had to get outside contract help for several days there, busting rock to get our water line laid. On the next page, 25736, Hill Studio, that is our T21 grant, so that'll be reimbursed through our grant project.
Y'all have any questions?
If you like, y'all.
Make a motion to pay bills.
Now, second.
We can get his vote when he comes in.
Aye. I apologize,
Yeah.
I have to go.
Just give it that
This vote on the bills, just waiting on you for your bills.
one. Vote to pay the bills.
Then had a motion and a second, I vote yes.
Okay, next, the town department reports.
Let's see. I've got the fire department, the police department both. Fire department, 4 monthly meetings, responded to 6 calls during the month. Total hours of meeting and training was 80. Hours responding to incidents was 57. And that was submitted by Brian Lockhart. And the police department, they patrolled 3,464 miles, 32 traffic stops, 10 summons, and 5 arrests. Good job, guys.
And the water report, which I repaired a main leak on Shannon Heights, repaired sewer service line on Edgewater Drive, relocated sewer flow meters, and pressure tested line on Farm Road, flush sewer main on Brown Bottom.
And that relocated sewer flow meters, that is with our Cumberland Plateau grant, where we're working on a sewer system study and pressure testing Farm Road. That's the VDH grant where we put that in line.
Okay, next is unfinished business. Any unfinished business?
I've been requesting to get some trees cut back at Edgewater Drive so that street light would actually shine down towards the bridge under, to walk under. We had one light put up and that side you can lit, it's good visibility. The other side of it's coming around out of Edgewater Drive, or you don't get into no light until you get on this up to Edgewater Drive. I've been asking for this for several years now. I keep getting told that it's gonna happen. That VDOT is aware of it, so on and so forth. I'd really like to see it get performed and get them tree limbs. It's just a bunch of tree limbs that's hanging over the road that's blocking the light. I think the safety and the well-being of the people would be better served if some of them limbs be cut back and be able to be seen coming around through there. As opposed, cause it's pretty dangerous and pretty narrow coming under that bridge if you're on the sidewalk.
Is it on the riverside?
Yes, sir.
I think we previously contacted, I know we have VDOT, but maybe AEP, Terry, we'll try to get them, maybe we get them to cut that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any more unfinished business? Okay, if there's not any new business, we'll move on to new business.
Yeah, I'd like to ask the mayor and the town manager and town attorney. I have here in my hands the rules for public comment periods. Are we going to enforce these rules? Is there anything that can be done to do away with this nonsense of people getting up and going over the same old stuff that's been hashed out in federal court? And,
What, you wanna read what they say?
well, I read it the last meeting, but I'll read it again. The town council reserves the right to prohibit comment if the comment of the
is a topic that is not relevant to or within the authority of the Cedar Bluff Council, or if the content of the comment is willfully disruptive of the meeting by being irrelevant, repetitious, which is the same thing every month, slanderous, inflammatory, irrational, or amounting to personal attacks, or interfering with the rights of other speakers. This was adopted by the council, and if we're not going to enforce it, we either need to do away with it or do something with it. I don't know. Anybody got anything else to say on it?
So what do you,
Mr. Carmody?
what do you propose we do?
Well, we're gonna have to do something. This has got to stop. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. People are making us a laughing stock.
I mean, what I've always heard, and I'm not an attorney, we'll ask Mr. Carmen, but, I mean, it's freedom of speech. I mean, I don't think you can stop somebody from talking, if a comment they've done wrong, I mean, you're the attorney. what
So
is it?
public comment and repetitious statements and slanderous statements is
Yeah,
two
but I mean,
different
you can't
things.
pre-screen somebody before they talk. I mean, if you start talking, I'm a man, you're a man, I'm not gonna interrupt you. I mean, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes like you've had on here, but what I'm saying is it freedom of speech or is it something that the council needs to vote on? Because when I read it, you read it twice, it says council. So I mean, if y'all wanna, I don't know, what do you want? You wanna vote where Tim can't speak anymore? I mean, we'll do it.
Well, I don't mind the man speaking, but if he's gonna get up and say something that's, makes sense. I mean, this stuff he keeps talking about has been hashed out in courts and he's never won a case in anything. I mean, it's just getting to the point where people get sick and tired of listening to it. And me for one, and I just wonder if anybody else feels the same way. If you do, speak up, say something.
It's a total nuisance of going through this every month. I think we got something new, we're bringing it up. We got the same old hash. I was raised up poor, soup beans every day is not good. I like something a little different once in a while. We're getting that about every month. Well, we're getting it every month. And I think there ought to be something to stop it.
I mean, it plainly states it right here. And he's breaking every rule on this page.
If our local newspapers would stop printing the repetitious garbage, that probably would help more than
Yeah.
anything. I think that's the intent, so, we all know better, but, it's a
I
shame.
mean,
that
we've lost two good council members over this. I mean, nobody's gonna run me off from this council. I'll leave under my own terms, but he's run two good council members off. And it's gotta stop. I mean, if anybody's got any suggestions on how to stop it, I'll be glad to hear them.
Waiting on him, see what he says there.
I was just letting y'all get done, let him talk. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Well, I'm a supporter of free speech also. It's a town policy that you have that was adopted, and as the mayor has already pointed out, to try to anticipate what somebody's going to say so that you can prohibit them from saying it, I think is frowned upon by courts. If there's actually any harm that's being done to the town or any other person by the things that are being said, then there are legal avenues to deal with that. So, if anybody on the council wants to come to me and talk to me about something that they heard that they specifically want to ask about, then we can discuss that. But otherwise, like I say, it's a policy to try to inform the public what sorts of things are welcome to be brought before the council and what sorts of things are not.
There's your answer. I mean, so it's whatever y'all want to do, through the council. Just let me know. James, Got anything?
I'm just gonna say, if it's repetitious, same old, I'd like to see you rule him out of order and shut him down. If it's something new, I wanna hear it.
Tim?
Was, I understood him to say that if we anticipate, I guess we have to ask what your presentation's gonna be. If it's about finance, it's happened 5 years ago, we could probably vote not to hear it. I mean, that would be my impression. I want to hear about finances 5 years ago again. And if it's something new, a new issue, and you can assure us of that, I don't see what we could deny.
So can you ask? You said courts might frown on certain things, and you ask him what he's gonna say, or what the topic is.
Well, you know, I can check on some of these questions for you if you want to give me a chance to find out. But, you know, what we're talking about here is the efficient administration of the town versus the right of somebody to come up and comment about matters that they want to bring up to the town. So, like I say, if you want to give me a chance to see what specifically might be okay or might not be okay, then I'd be happy to do that.
I think I would assume endure the 3 minutes and to incur any more legal costs on this issue.
Well, I do 3 minutes, that's, he's never went over 3 minutes.
I mean, I
promise
know
you,
you
y'all
have.
can start y'all's clocks too, I do mine, he's 3 minutes. Sometimes less, we haven't went over. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with coming up here and speaking, but my goodness, same old stuff over and over, it's getting ridiculous, and I for one, I'm just tired of listening to it. If he wants to come up here and say something positive about the town, instead of, everything he says is negative, never nothing positive about the town. And then he wants to get back up here on the council. How can you be a true council member and represent the town and you never say anything good about it? I mean, I'm sorry, but I just don't get it. Revenge, that's all that's on his mind, revenge.
Well, I feel like right now, a lot of this stuff where it's repetitious over and over, and it's being used as our podium, our council's being used as campaign rhetoric. Especially if it gets printed. So, like I said, if it's the same that's been coming at us for the last year, I'd like to see the mayor use this, use his powers to shut him down. But if he's got something different, something positive, or something, it don't have to be positive. Heck, he ain't gonna bring it if it's positive. Nobody hardly ever brings positive stuff, unless they just a feel-good kind of person. But if it's something different that we need to address, I would like to hear it. I'd like to know it.
Okay,
But the
so
same old rhetoric, it does get old.
And on the positive
But I
note,
can stand on my head, Alfred Land can stand on his head for 3 minutes. So I can.
but on the positive note, thank you to all of you people who work hard for this town to make our community what it is. The town's full of good people who care about our town, our elected officials and community leaders, so thank you so much for what you do. We need to focus on the positive. You're always going to have people trying to tear down, but thankfully we have a town full of good people that have worked hard to make this town what it is. Others have done nothing to aid in the success of the town, but thank you.
I think to get a feel of what it's done, and past councilmen that have resigned over the pressure, I think the mayor can feel his pressure now. I can feel his hurt now to have to make those decisions, but it is a burden to everybody and anybody that has to make a decision. But it's a burden that we can't live with on and on and on and on. And, I am, as the other council spoke, anything positive, I'm for. Negative burns things down. I'm not for destruction and hurt, and, I think something needs to be done.
Mr. Conrad, you gonna check on that? Do you need a motion to,
Nobody has requested me to do that yet.
well, I'm going to. If you need a motion, I'll make that motion.
Well, I think you would, because like,
What is the motion?
Mr. Trent said,
Have Mr. Conrad check on what can be done with
incur
this.
some expense to do it. So,
You make a motion?
I do.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any more discussion?
I don't see why we need to get a lawyer to justify the position that we have in the, we have it right here in front of us, what we voted on. I think that we need to instill our mayor
Well,
let me finish, please. Sir. I just feel like that we don't need to incur any more expense to assure that we're right, because we're right when we voted on this and it passed through. So I think we just need to, ask the mayor to, rule on this as he sees fit. If he thinks it's being repetitious and disruptive to the flow of the meeting, that is one of his duties, is to continue making sure this meeting flows forward in a positive manner. If he feels like it's being disruptive of that role, I'd like to see him exercise his already documents that we have to justify and back up that, if he wants to do it. If you know, and I know it's hard on you, but that's what you got on board for.
It's not hard on me. I'll be honest with you, I can't be mean to people, period. You know.
It's not being mean, it's
Hold on, I'm
being-
talking now, it's my turn.
You're right, sir. I apologize.
Thank you. But I can't be mean to anybody, I'm just not built like that. You know, and it bothers me to see, you know, Tim say hurtful things towards Jim and Jim the same way. And, you know, I know the rules. I read them, won't go off them, but I want this man to come here and say, because I don't know, I'll ask you this, does these rules override the law? Because I need to know that up front, probably.
it doesn't override the law. What you want to know is what the law is.
Exactly, that's, but, yeah, before I do anything, I wanna make sure mine's, you know, I know it's here, I know what you're showing me, but I wanna hear it from our attorney, so if y'all don't wanna vote on it, I don't mind to go over and pay myself or sit with them or whatever I need to do, it's no big deal to me. But
A motion in a second.
but also, you know, the council's not allowed to talk to the people in the public, so, you know, we're gonna, if y'all wanna do some rules, I'm all for it. 'Cause I can do whatever, I run multi-million-dollar dealerships, I fired and hired just as many as McDonald's has, it's no big deal to me. But I don't like I said, I won't be rude. If he was coming up and screaming, hooping and hollering, yeah, I'll shut him down, same for y'all. But, you know, last week James made a comment, I asked just 3 minutes. That's how I feel about it, it's just 3 minutes. Yeah, I deal with it all the time. He said this, she said it at work. I don't get excited over stuff, but, there's a motion on the floor and a second, no more discussion, John?
I vote aye.
No,
No.
Ayes, carried. Any more new business?
I've got 2 or 3 things I'd like to bring up if I could. The building out behind the Vantage building, I just want to give us some thought about that. I'm checking with the people to see what they're going to do with that building. and I'm working on trying to get some business into that. I also have been checking with another restaurant about the land above the trash dump out here the state owns, see what we can get some things going there. And I think we ought to put some thought in to get new business in town. We've only got 4 or 5 locations that we can do anything in. I've already got something going that I don't want to jump the gun, and certainly I'm not trying to get ahead of y'all, but the opportunity come up, it may be that the building where the fruit market is, there in front of the high school, may be something done to where we could do something there. And I think those buildings need to be done. Also, I think I may have made the error, we voted in Jerry Dunford, beside Jerry Dunford's there on the town property, to put a fence through there. And we approved it, and I think the fence ought to be there. I did not understand or know at the time, they teach karate there, and I have had it brought to my attention that if they can't get in on that locked park, they may have to shut down their teaching the children karate. And I really think that anything we do with our young folks, we ought to promote as much as possible. I think we still need the fence, but we may need to fix a way to, when they're having karate, that we can give them access to go in and park. And I don't know if that's something that needs to be voted on or talked about, but if we got somebody already works with that bunch of children out there, and of course they've taught karate for 30 years, I guess, I don't know how long. And my children growed up in it, dozens, hundreds of others have, and anybody's doing something for our children, I think it ought to, we don't want to block them off from it. I still think we need our lot out there fenced off, but we could put a gate there or something that would allow them access to go in and out. I want to bring it up. I also think on the lighting system that Ms. Singleton was talking about, if our town manager or someone, probably our town manager's the best at it that I know of, if we could find the prices on those lights, I would be willing to lead a committee to take up funds and see if we could get that paid for by different people in the community or out of the community if we've got people that would donate us money for it. And I think that's a needful thing, and I think we could get it done without costing the town anything. If we just knew a price and what kind of lights we need and what.
I'll see what I can find out. Probably, maybe there'll be something available that would be more efficient than something you could just buy at Lowe's.
Whatever what you got, I would be willing to head up a committee or something to get, well, I've got some folks that they owe me some favors, and probably we could get a little money took in there for it. Thank you, Mayor.
You ain't gonna strong arm them, are you, Jerry? You ain't gonna strong arm them, are you?
The Bible said compel them, I may compel them. You can take the dictionary and get what that means.
Any more new business? No closed session, if not,
Closed session
no going.
for legal litigation and debt collection.
Legal.
Just get a motion and a second.
Legal contract.
Just legal contract.
Legal litigation.
Do I hear a motion?
I would ask this, if I overstep my boundaries, any council, town manager, mayor, anyone, just let me know what's going on. I am real interested in getting business. And sometimes when I meet people that I want to try to encourage to come to our community, I don't have time to call a council meeting. But we have got 2 or 3 places available, and I have talked to some people that show some interest in that. And anything we could get in, particularly a restaurant, would be a big plus to this town, a good restaurant. And I don't think it'd take away from VMD that much. I think probably it'd help. You go to exit 7, more restaurants you got, better off you are. Thank you, Mayor.
And that's legal litigation and debt collection, that's section 2.2-3711-A7.
Does our bylaws, would that go under either one of those? It wouldn't, would it? Legal litigation?
No, not unless there's, unless you got some legal litigation.
Legal contracts, would it go under that, our bylaws?
You're talking about the matter that I need to bring up, I would call it legal litigation.
I'm talking about something I might want to talk about back there. Would that be go under legal contracts? Our bylaws, our town bylaws, discussing them?
I don't think that fits in any of these categories.
I would like to, on our next, agenda, I would like to put on there to, look at raising the, council mayor's, stipend to $100 from $50 and do away with that ridiculous $200 bonus. We should never be getting no bonus. For the future. We've never, this council and previous councils has actually held off, did not receive, voted not to receive our stipend. I think maybe it's time to raise that after 60 years, or how long we've been on board. And I would like to be able to discuss having town employees on the council. Those 2 things. Put it on the agenda, put it in closed session, put it somewhere so we can talk about it. That's what I want to do. Thank you.
That's something y'all want to discuss tonight, or y'all want to put it on for next month? Closed session. It's up to y'all.
I don't think that most of that is closed session.
Well, not all of it, but if you want to do the legal.
Yeah, we have to do what he wants.
If there are going to be votes taken on any of those things, then I would suggest that we put on the agenda so that it can.
That's what I said here and said.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the mayor was asking about whether or not to vote on it tonight.
You better get there.
Notify.
Well, I'll make a motion to go into closed section.
Second.
I would,
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's got an ulcer and a stomach.
Oh, my goodness, I'm
How long
sorry.
have y'all been married?
Huh?
How long have y'all been married?
15 years back.
that's the problem.
How's Dickie doing?
Thank you so much. Appreciate all you're doing. Try to get some stuff in here.
Leave something going besides.
Yeah.
Karen, okay?
We need one.
Karen, okay?
Hey,
You can tell me it's none of my business if you want.
she had stomach.
Make it